Hey friends, it's Ren and welcome to the start of my very first weekend reading vlog. I'm super excited about this. I just like vlogging my reading and I've been doing a lot of planned TBRs like in the past, and I really just want to do a vlog where I'm able to read whatever I want and it's not necessarily planned. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I have a few books on the agenda. The first is Hood Feminism by Mikki Kendall. As you can see, I've already started reading it, but I kind of want to finish it this weekend. If I don't, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because I'm trying to go slow and sort of digest the information instead of just reading it all at once. So I've been sort of reading it 2 essays at a time. I think there's about 16 or 18 or something. I'm not sure. It's really good so far, making really good points. I especially liked the essay on hunger. I thought that was really good. I would like to at least dip in a little further to this over the weekend. Next we have The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. This is about, well, first of all, it's in verse, which I think is extremely cool, but it is a book about the intersection of being black and queer, so you already know it won me over. Perfect for this Pride Month. Next I have The Midnight Lie by Marie Rutkoski? Who's to say? I have no idea what this is about. It's a fantasy, and it's sapphic. And Aphrodite Reads gave it 3 stars. So it has stuff going for it, and I'm looking forward to reading it. These are all like queer books slash one nonfiction book that also talks about the queer identity, so if you're seeing a pattern, that's because there is one. And finally, if I get to it, The House on the Cerulean Sea, or In the Cerulean Sea. This is also a queer book. This is like told to me to be very soft, very wholesome, very sweet, very fluffy. That's what I want because so many queer books are about suffering and I just want a break from that. So those are the books that I plan on reading. I'm not sure I'm gonna get to all of them because that is a lot of reading for me to do in one weekend, but I did just read like a couple days ago 3 books in a day. It happened kind of by accident, but you know, if I can read 3 books in a day, I can read 3 books or 4 books in a weekend, so we'll see how it goes. I have read 2 more essays out of Hood Feminism. This time I read Pretty for a ... and How to Write a Black Woman. They were good. The last like 4 I haven't been super interested in just because they're concepts that I've already read about or been taught about, had classes in, that sort of thing. But it's still really good to hear about it because it's from a perspective that I may not necessarily have heard before or definitely haven't because every perspective is unique. I'm not as totally interested as I was for, say, Hunger and Gun Violence, which were my 2 favorites so far. I just thought that they were really interesting, and a lot of times mainstream feminism doesn't necessarily talk about those things, so I really valued them and I really valued the perspective and some of the facts that were in it. So now that we've kind of moved on to like talking about pretty culture and like colorism and stuff that I've done a lot of research on my own before this, I'm kind of less interested, or not less interested, but less, I don't know, intrigued and compelled to read further. I will say the last one, no, the second to last one that I just read, How to Write a Black Woman, was my least favorite of the essays. I don't think it was structured particularly well. It just started a way that made me think it was gonna be about something and then it completely veered off and I was very confused for a minute. But other than that, this has been very, very good. So I'm happy with it. I might read 1 more essay because the next one, I forget what it is. It's about eating disorders. I think it's called Black Girls Can't Have Eating Disorders. And I just think that that is very interesting. Yes, Black girls don't have eating disorders. So I might read that one today. But other than that, I'm going to be reading The Midnight Lie first, just because I have 0 expectations about it and I like don't know what it's about, and I just am ready for the mess. So hopefully I will actually like it, I will enjoy it. I have a bad habit of reading YA fantasy and then just not liking it at all and not like knowing when to DNF it because I'm sick of reading books. This is part of why I changed all my channel stuff and have decided to like do stuff that I want to do because I'm sick of reading books that are like just fine because books take a lot of time to finish. So to spend that much time reading a book and then come out of it be like, it's fine, and then like forget everything about it instantly, I hate that. So if I don't like this one, I'm DNFing it. You heard it here first. But hopefully that's not an issue and I will read all of it and it'll be fine. Okay, I have to do a little like singing practice in between. I'm trying to do it every day so I don't like lose my voice, because yeah, that's something that can happen when you're not singing, and I'm not in a group right now or in any sort of production, so I'm just practicing. If I'm feeling confident, maybe I'll leave it in. If not, let's move on to the next clip. I was alone so long, I didn't even know that I was lonely. Out in the cold so long, I didn't even know that I was cold. Turn my collar to the wind, this is how it's always been. All I've ever known is how to hold my own. All I've ever known is how to hold my own. But now I wanna hold you too. What? Right when I was about to start, she turned on the sink. It's okay. I read a little bit of The Midnight Lie, which is, you know, it is what it is. But something far more important is happening right now, which is...
It's wing day!
We have wings! Detroit Wing Company, shout out. Someone's sad to not be included. Okay, I've eaten my wings. I'm a happy camper now. They're very good. Again, Detroit Wing Company, if you guys are ever in the area, go get wings at Detroit Wing Company, because literally the best wings. I'm gonna continue on with The Midnight Lie. I read the first like 30 pages. It's fine so far. Like, I'm not immediately drawn in, but that is not saying anything, you know? I could be drawn in later at some point. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping for the best still. So I'm gonna continue on with that right now. I am about 50 pages into The Midnight Lie now. It's still okay. My problem is that it reminds me so much of a different dystopian book that has sort of the same premise, where like the lower class can't have luxury, but I cannot remember what book it is, and so it's really annoying me. Also, it really reminds me of The Hunger Games. I didn't know it was gonna be like dystopian. I'm hoping it gets fantastical at some point. I'm kind of not loving it, but that's okay. It happens. I'm gonna give it a little while longer. I don't know if I'm gonna give it to 50% or just 100 pages, because I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it to read all the way to 50%. So I will see as I go how I'm feeling. I'm now about 130-ish pages into The Midnight Lie. I don't know why I'm showing you this like it means anything to you. The Midnight Lie. This dog is really about to catch these hands. I would never hurt a dog. Disclaimer. This dog has not stopped barking for 600 years. So this is its curse, to bark forever. I like this book a lot more now. I like it now that Sid is there. I really like Sid. Sid is like the love interest, I believe. I can't see it going any other way. She really reminds me of Nikolai from the Grisha trilogy. Just like sort of like devil may care type of like rich kid vibes, but like heart of gold type thing. So I like her a lot. She's definitely making it better for me. I like their interactions a lot. Plot-wise, nothing has happened. And I'm like 30 pages away from being halfway done with this book, so I'm like, where are we going? Where's this journey gonna take me? So I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea how this is gonna end, because it feels like it hasn't really begun, so we'll see, I guess. I really like the main character, her relationship with her mother figure. I'm not gonna talk about it because I feel like it, light spoilers maybe, but yeah, I find it really intriguing. The world building is fine. There's not a lot going on, so there's not a lot to speak on. I mean, there's like vague mentions of magic, and there's been some potions and mentions of magical items, but like not a lot of stuff happening in that arena. And then the whole caste system is whatever. It's pretty basic. That's pretty much all my thoughts so far. I'm feeling like I'm gonna finish it. I'm probably gonna finish it. I'll let you guys know. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it tonight, but I'll at least get halfway done. Hey guys, so I didn't read any more last night because I kind of got caught up. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I did a Felix Ever After giveaway. I was supposed to give away 3 books. I ended up giving away 10. I have zero self-control. I love to give gifts, and I really should have thought about that going into this, but what can you do? So I got kind of caught up with that and like figuring out who the winners are and then expanding the winners list too many times. That is what I was up to last night, but I'm so tired today. I stayed up until 3 and it is 9 a.m. right now. I'm close to death, but I am gonna finish the Midnight Lie today. I think I'm going to start the Black Flamingo next because I think it will be quicker because it's in verse. And then we can do House in the Cerulean Sea. That sounds good, right? I can barely function right now, so I hope that sounds good to you guys. It is a long time coming. I had a lot of stuff to do inside and outside of the house, just like chores and stuff, but I can finally continue reading The Midnight Lie. It's so beautiful outside, so I'm gonna go read outside. I'm back inside now. As you can see, I am first and foremost, very tired because of the sun. But second of all, 274 pages into this book. There's only 100 pages left. So imagine my surprise when this author decided to add plot. Who would have thought on the 274th page that she would have decided that this book needs a plot? Can you believe? I don't mean to drag her. I don't care about plots, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I am still enjoying this. It's very pleasant. I really like the relationship. I'm glad that she decided, you know, over halfway through was a good time to introduce some plot. I love that for her. I'm going to finish today, 100%. I might take a nap. I'm gonna be honest with myself and say I might take a nap because I'm very tired. But I will finish today and then I can move on. Actually, I do have to read 2 essays from Hood Feminism, so I'm probably gonna move on to the Black Flamingo today. I wish I had one of these books on audiobook, but after buying 10 copies of Felix yesterday, I don't think that I can swing it, so I guess I'm just gonna have to read it physically. It's fine, no worries. But yeah, that is the plan for the rest of the day. I will come back to you with my thoughtful, I'm sure, thought-provoking review of The Midnight Lie. Okay, I finished The Midnight Lie, and my official review is, sure. Okay, my conspiracy theory. First of all, the plot didn't happen until the very end, so I think that she just was like, we'll figure it out later. But this book is The Hunger Games. Like, it's the Hunger Games, right? Like, if you've read this, isn't it the Hunger Games? There are 3 casts, and the, like, top tier, the high class, they are so much like the Capitol, exactly like the Capitol, and then you have the lower class where our protagonist is from, and it is very much like District 12. You have her going to the high caste and like mingling and being disgusted by the opulence like Katniss in Catching Fire and really all of the books. Guys, this is the Hunger Games. There's even a bird that like represents freedom at the beginning, like the Mockingjay. It turns into not so much like that, but at the beginning it definitely is. So I think she was just thinking of the Hunger Games and then figured out a plot later. And the plot, like, the ending was, I've heard people get really mad about it, but I don't really care that much. I think that it wasn't deserved. I think that it could have used a lot more build-up instead of the last, like, 70, 80 pages. So, yeah, I get why people were mad about it. I find it a really intriguing concept. I'm not going to talk about it because spoilers, but I think that it's interesting it just was done really poorly, like really clumsily. But it's fine. I'll probably give it like 3 stars. I haven't decided yet. But I am going to be moving on to reading 2 essays from Hood Feminism, so I might end up just reading 1 because I do really want to get to, I want to at least finish another book this weekend, but I will let you guys know what I decide on that because usually I just read them one right after the other. Okay, so I didn't actually end up reading anything because I went live on my channel and it was very fun and I did it for 3 hours, so it's like about midnight now. I don't think I'm gonna get any more reading in, but I will talk to you guys tomorrow and hopefully I will finish The Black Flamingo and read more essays and do something productive. Actually, being on the live was productive. I had fun. If you were there, thank you for joining me. I had a good time. But good night. It is Sunday, which means the first thing on my agenda right now is to go to Starbucks. I always go to Starbucks on Sunday as a little treat to myself. It was very sad when it was closed because, you know, I just had to make it for myself on God's day of all days. But I promise reading will happen once I have coffee. I feel like not a lot of reading has been happening in this reading vlog, but we all know it happens. I am back 600 years later. The line was about 25,000 cars long, and I have my Starbucks. I have Hood Feminism, so we can finally actually start reading for this reading vlog. I did finish a book, so I have some credit there, but I need to read more, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Even no Blazada Step On Me challenge. Thoughts? I finished 2 more essays out of Hood Feminism an hour later. The first one I read was Black Girls Don't Have Eating Disorders, which I thought was good. It is having the same issue. It's hard with essays about feminism, I think, because there's so much to cover. And so it can kind of meander at some points into sections that I was just confused about why they were included in that particular essay. I understand why it is the way that it is. There's just so much to cover. But the second one that I read, The Fetishization of Fierce, it was a really good essay. I guess it was just sort of a call to action in terms of creating a victim-centered feminism, and like making sure that the people that we uphold as like saviors or people who are like really fighting for their rights, for the rights of other women, they need to be taken care of. We need to stop just like holding them up and being like, wow, that's great, and then just immediately forgetting about them and not like helping to provide support. I still really like the hunger essay the best, but I think that it's probably tied for first with that, The Fetishization of Fierce, because it was really good. I like the thread of this talking about how Black women are often expected to just be emotionless, or like the only emotion is anger. They're just expected to be strong, like they don't need any support, and that's just untrue because they're a human being like anyone else. So yeah, I just think that that is a really important message, and so I was really happy with that essay. I am gonna be moving on to The Black Flamingo. I should be able to finish it today. I'm pretty sure, because it is written in verse, so I don't think it'll take me that long to read, but I'm looking forward to it. I've heard really good things, so I'm excited to get into it. Also, look at it without the dust jacket. There's flamingos. I love it. I've finished The Black Flamingo. I didn't like update you guys in between because I was just kind of in the rhythm of the book. It's very, I mean, it's written in verse, so you can probably guess that it's lyrical. But I don't know, I just felt like it was more appropriate to be read in one sitting. I felt that way about the Poetex too. Like I felt like I couldn't really take a break from it. Like I really just needed to commit to reading it all at once, which I did for this. I cried. Shock of the year, I'm sure. It was really good. I'm not sure exactly what like star rating I'm gonna give it yet, but just know that it was great. I really enjoyed it. It's probably my favorite book that I've read in verse so far. That's not a long list, but still. I thought it made really good use of the verse format. I thought it was really fluid. I really liked the main character. I thought that his relationships were written really well. It was not a huge part of it, him having a romantic relationship, but I gotta say, the ending romantic relationship really, I loved it. So I would recommend this book, especially considering that it's Pride Month. So if you see a copy, consider picking it up. But other than that, I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. I cannot see myself reading much more after this. It's already almost 6 and I'm just not feeling like I'm gonna read anymore today. So all of that said, thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it. This was an experience. Let me know if you like vlogs. I don't know if I like vlogs, but I know it's fun to like talk about books as I'm reading them, so I appreciate that aspect of it. But again, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye!
A man of faith said, hidden eyes can see what I was thinking. I just smiled and told him that was only true.